The Wumpa Islands were usually a paradise of golden beaches and lush, vibrant jungles. But today, the horizon glowed with a sickly, metallic orange. Chrome-plated sentinels, sleek, faceless robots with razor-sharp pincers were marching through the groves, vaporizing the native flora and replacing them with cold, sterile data towers. Crash Bandicoot watched from the treetops, his ears twitching in agitation. He spun frantically, trying to knock a robot's head off, but the machine simply shuddered and reset its chassis. These weren't Cortex's ragtag bots, they were something else. Suddenly, a shimmering ripple tore through the air, vibrating with a high-pitched digital hum. A yellow sphere, glowing with neon energy, burst through the rift. It skidded to a halt, mouth snapping open and shut with a metallic click-clack. Pac-Man looked around, blinked his giant white eyes, and let out a familiar waka waka. Crash landed beside him, hands on his hips, wearing an expression of pure, chaotic confusion. He pointed at a robot that was currently incinerating a patch of sacred Wumpa bushes. Pac-Man's eyes narrowed. He recognized the signature of the Ghost Gang's technology, but twisted into something far more industrial. These robots were draining the life force of the island to power a digital void. "Waka?" Pac-Man inquired, pointing a gloved hand toward the primary energy extractor at the center of the jungle. Crash nodded enthusiastically, did a thumbs up, and immediately performed a double jump, spinning into a robot with enough force to send it flying into a tree. The team-up was instantaneous. It was a symphony of chaos and precision. While the robots focused on the frantic, spinning blur of orange fur that was Crash, Pac-Man went to work. He moved with a rhythmic, pulsing speed. Whenever he found a cluster of the robotic power cells, glowing pellets of condensed energy, he devoured them in seconds. As he ate, his color shifted from yellow to a blinding, pulsating white. Seeing Pac-Man glow, the robots turned their sensors toward him. They fired pulses of laser fire, but Pac-Man simply zipped through them, his mouth churning like a golden shredder. He didn't just smash the robots, he dismantled them, converting their stolen energy back into pixels and light. Crash acted as the whirlwind. He used TNT crates as improvised grenades, sliding under the robot's reach and launching them into the air for Pac-Man to intercept mid-flight. When the robots tried to form a defensive wall, Crash performed a body slam, shattering their formation and leaving them vulnerable to Pac-Man's hungry path. They reached the core extractor, a massive spire pinning a giant, wilting mother tree to the ground. Thousands of robots swarmed them, forming a jagged wall of steel. Crash looked at Pac-Man. He grabbed a crate of nitros, his eyes wide and manic. He tossed it into the air. Pac-Man understood immediately. As the crate hit the peak of its arc, Pac-Man lunged upward, slamming his head into the crate. Boom! The explosion didn't destroy the forest. It acted as a catalyst. The shockwave stripped the robots of their magnetic shielding. Exposed and powerless, they began to flicker. "Waka!" Pac-Man roared, turning into a glowing comet of pure energy. He tore through the entire army in a single, circular sweep, clearing the grove in seconds. With the robots reduced to harmless scrap metal, the island began to heal. The Wumpa bushes turned from gray to deep, healthy green. The mother tree sighed, its leaves unfurling to soak up the sunlight. The humidity returned to the air, and the smell of ozone was replaced by the sweet scent of tropical fruit. Crash flopped onto the grass, panting, and tossed a Wumpa fruit to his new friend. Pac-Man caught it, took a single, satisfying bite, and let out a soft, happy waka. A rift began to open behind the yellow hero, pulling him back toward his own neon realm. Crash gave a thumbs up, and Pac-Man gave a jaunty wave of his gloved hand before vanishing into the light, leaving the jungle safe, silent, and wonderfully green once again.